Time has proven that great men live forever through their work, as memories and in the hearts of people. Over the ages, it's been rare occurrence that one clan or family has produced pure brilliance generations over generations. The Dempos of Goa are one amongst the very few such examples. The Dhempes, christened as Dempo by the Portuguese, are an integral part of Goa. The heart and soul of Goa is what the Dempo family has been for ages. The current lineage dates back to Srinivasa Sinai Dempo. His sons Vasantrao and Vaikuntarao started the mining business in Goa. The Dempo group of companies has flourished from then on under the able leadership of Vasantrao and Vaikuntarao, later succeeded by Vasantrao's son Vasudeva and the current torchbearer of the empire, Srinivas Dempo. Every member of the Dempo family has been great, but the shining star amongst them and amongst Goa's most beloved sons is Vasantrao Dempo. You were born with potential. You were born with goodness and trust. You were born with ideals and dreams. You were born with greatness. You were born with wings. You are not meant for crawling, so don't. You have wings, learn to use them and fly. Rumi. 4th March 1916. Venkatexa Sinai Dempo, Vasantrao. Born in the lap of aristocracy to Mrs. Satyabhama and Srinivasa Dempo. Little did anyone know then that this was the birth of a soul who would actualize those words by Rumi. Leaving very little to one's imagination, already a lot has been written and spoken about this true blue Goan. So today, we try to unfold the visionary's life from a different perspective. Being awarded the second highest civilian honor, the Padma Shri, by the President, is but a mere proof of his legacy. Like an enormous tree branching in all directions, providing fruit and shade to everyone without expectations or returns, yet firmly rooted to the earth, such is the righteous path of existence. Existence is made up of the 5 eternal elements, that is, Pancha Mahabhuta. Prithvi, earth, Jal, water, Agni, fire, Vayu, wind, and Akash, sky. This, however, is not mere a metaphor with Vasantrao Dempo. Spanning a long 8-decade life on earth and an eternal existence thereafter, Vasantrao is a pure amalgamation of these 5 elements. Prithvi, the earth element. Dempos, the largest landowners in Goa, were mainly into inland trade and agriculture. Expansion of the age-old Dempo business started with Vasantrao. The Dempos, under the leadership of Vasantrao and his younger brother Vaikuntarao, entered iron ore mining, and the V.S. Dempo and Company Private Limited was born. A big step in the business world for a son of the soil, to be commissioned by the then Portuguese rule. From mining to Goa's biggest group of industries, House of Dempos, Vasantrao escalated in the business world like none other. A man who commanded respect in every step of his life, a feat that cannot be achieved without discipline.
He learnt the value of time from his father, that is my late great-grandfather, Sri Srinivas Dempo. where once he had asked, he called up his son and he said that I need to go to the temple, you send me a car. And the car, instead of coming at 9:30, came 10 minutes late. By the time his father had already started, he made sure that he went by a taxi because he didn't want to compromise. And whichever car that his son sent to him, he kept it at the back. So that was like a learning lesson for him. It was quite embarrassing for him that his father goes in a taxi and his car follows it. So that is the time that he learned the value of time. And from that time onwards, I have seen him that whatever may be, however late he may sleep, he started his day on time. Dot at the stroke of 9:30, he used to be here. Dot at the stroke of 8:30, he used to sit for his puja. Even his lunch and dinner times, although he was such a busy man, were very much disciplined.
A man of his stature, yet Vasantrao was a humble human being, a person rooted to the earth.
आणि तो वेळेक खूब महत्व दितालो. आणि दुसरें ताका कोणाय मनशाक पारखुपाची हें आशिल्ली. एका नजरेन तो मनशाक पारखितालो की हो मनीस विश्वास दवरपाचो काय न्हय हें ताका सारकें कळटालें. पूण म्हाका याद आसा की एक दीस ताणें केन्नाच म्हळें ना की हो येदो व्हडलो एम्पायर आपणें उबो केलो, आपणें सगळे कश्ट घेवन उबो केलो, हें अशें ताणें केन्नाच म्हळें ना. हांवें तरी केन्नाच म्हणिल्लें आयकुना. आनी दुसरें, प्रत्येक हाजें श्रेय तो चडशें देवाक दितालो, आपणें केलें म्हण नाशिल्लो.
First thing is knowing a man. He would talk to a person for about 5 minutes and at once would know whether he is genuine or fake.
Jal, the water element. Water denotes joy and free-flowing energy, an aspect that Vasantrao embodied within himself and towards society and family.
There is tremendous influence on our lives as to how we led a disciplined life, how we were grounded, in the sense that even coming from a family that was promoted by him, we had certain disciplines in terms of what we could do and what we could not do. And that was a tremendous influence in our life. Tremendous faith in God, respect to elders, contribution as a responsibility to society. When God has given you enough, how do you share it with the others, with the less privileged? All this came as a large part of his teachings. So when you ask me a question, what was the impact was tremendous. And whatever we still propagate as a group is largely his ideals and his vision.
Vasantrao was true even to the material aspect of the water element. Among the many ventures of the Dempo group, one of the foremost ventures was shipbuilding. With international ties like the Krupp Foundation in Germany, Dempos had their own shipbuilding facilities, one of the largest of the time on the western coast of India. Today, it's a prized possession of the Dempo group of companies. Apart from shipbuilding, Dempos were also into trading. It was Vasantrao, an impeccable strategic businessman that he was, who foresaw the threat to Mediterranean trading due to the construction of the Suez Canal and started trade alliance with Far East Asia. Agni, the fire element. The fire within a man to grow, to change, to create is what keeps one alive. And Vasantrao had it all in him. That fire is what created Vasantrao as we know him today. And it is that same fire that is burning in the ever-glowing torch of the Dempo group. Like a fire that spreads rapidly, so has Vasantrao expanded the scope of the Dempo empire from mining and trading to tourism and infrastructure. And today, the Dempo group has businesses engulfing all walks of life.
I think the impact was tremendous. First of all, when we speak about our grandfather, he was the creator for our family. And right from the setting up of the family business, of course we had businesses before, but he reinvented the business model for the family. He started with the core business of mining, then he moved on to so many other, every sector that the Dempo Group is today was founded by him.
The spiritual aspect of the fire element is wisdom and power. When wisdom and power are ornamented with humility and respect, we see a true leader born. Such was Vasantrao, a blazing fire in the business sphere and the subtle flame in the personal realm. Vayu, the wind element. The winds of change in Goa can be accredited largely to Vasantrao. Goa and Vasantrao can't be separated from each other. Vasantrao has toiled hard pre and post liberation to build Goa, providing employment opportunities, establishing Goa as a major port in the Arabian Sea, building business avenues and putting Goa on the world map.
He was a great visionary and always trying to see how far the Goa territory or state develops, either by education or by industry or any, always having in mind prospect and prosperity of the state.
Spiritually, Vayu or wind signifies compassion and appreciation. Being great doesn't mean one doesn't care for others. The Dempos are known to be Annadatas, that is literally food donors. Through their Anna Chatra, the Dempos have for ages fed the poor and needy. Philanthropy runs deep within the Dempo family, and it came as a natural thing to Vasantrao.
He also strongly believed, even before the CSR model now people talk about, he strongly believed that a certain percentage of his profits has to go back to the society. And one is the product that is the colleges have come from that philosophy and that vision.
Akash, sky. The sky, shelter for existence. The abode under which life exists. The life aspects that hold everyone together can be summed up as family, faith and knowledge. Vasantrao hailed from a large joint family, bound to his roots and showering utmost love and care towards everyone.
डेपो हो म्हजो मामा त्या खातीर ताजे कडेन म्हजो चड संबंद आशिल्लो. शिवाय ताणेंच म्हजें शिक्षण पूर्ण केल्लें. हांव शिकलां, ताणें म्हाका पुण्याक धाडिल्लो शिक म्हूण. आनी सिवील इंजिनियरींगचो कोर्स हांवें कंप्लीट केलो तो ताजेच खातीर. ताका लागूनच हांव इंजिनियर जालो.
He liked me a lot, and I know that, whenever we were not well or, he used to come, he used to spend time with us. He was very much a family man. And for him, his family was not only his sons, his daughter-in-laws, his daughter, but it was an extended Dempo family. That whenever anybody has a health issue, he used to be so concerned, he used to say, no, let's go to Bombay. Let's go and, consult the best doctor. So, that concern for an extended family. You remember those days were joint family and every member of that family was your member.
Continuing the age-old tradition of naming the newborn children in memory of the ancestors, Vasantrao named his grandson, that is Vasudev Dempo's son, after his father Srinivas Dempo. And so is he called lovingly Baba, meaning father. Faith is what binds the inner self with the outer world. Vasantrao was a strong believer in God. He built the Mahalakshmi temple in Goa. He was also a staunch follower of Sri Sansthan Gokarna, Partagali Jivottam Mat.
He had full faith in God. Whenever he went through a crisis situation, he believed in his Kula Devat, that is Lakshmi Narayan Mahamaya. He was a great follower of Sri Gokarna Partagali Mat Swamiji. Of course, he went to a lot of other temples also. He did his philanthropic work through social projects through the temples. So he always thought that, through the medium of God, you can help the poor, the less privileged, in terms of education, in terms of health, in terms of so many other things. So he saw, I think, religion as a vehicle which could buy you peace in the world and also contribute to the needy and the less privileged.
His faith towards that supernatural force is what gives one humility. Hailing from the upper caste and with aristocracy running in his veins, equality towards all was Vasantrao's mantra.
आनी जायतें सांगपाचें आसा म्हणजे तो इतलो मनीस म्हणून तो मनशाक वागून दितालो कसले जातीचो कातीचो आनी आतां जे पॉलिटिशन आसा ते हें करना तो केन्ना पॉलिटिशन हातून भितर सरना शिक्षणाक आनी कितें कसल्या धंद्याक बिंद्याक कोणूय येतात प्रोत्साहन तो उमेदीन दितात आनी ताका गरज पडटा दिवचें कित्याक ताकाय जाय असलें इंडस्ट्री वयर सरलेल्यान खूब ताजे गूण आसा ते गूण सगळ्यांनी आज आमी आतां ताचो जेन्ना सेलेब्रेशन करता.
Vasantrao had to join the family business at the age of 18 and hence could not complete his graduation. But the hunger for knowledge never ended. The Goa Education Society was formed from this burning desire. Even today, his thoughts percolate in the society through the Dempo Charities Trust Institutes.
I think because of family circumstances and that he had to enter the business at the age of 18, he could not complete his education. So he was not a graduate. He did limited, but despite that, he went and conducted business in Gujarat. His first business was to sell coconuts in Gujarat, and he learned Gujarati. He learned fluent Gujarati. He stayed in Gujarat for a while, for 4-5 months, and learned Gujarati. So because he knew that with Gujarati traders, you can speak only Gujarati. You can't do business otherwise. So he learned the value of education, and he said that the first thing that I want to do to Goa is when I make enough money, I want to set up colleges.
His tryst for education dates back to the first Marathi school in Kalapur, started at Vasantrao's home.
ताणें शाळा सुरू केली मराठी शाळा पुर्तुगेज तेंपार सुद्दां आनी ती तांची शाळा ताणें पयलीं घरा कडेन दवरली ताणें आपणाच्याच घरा कडेन.
Vasantrao was a strong believer and a foremost crusader in the fight for girls' education. Female literacy in Goa can largely be credited to Vasantrao's toiling efforts.
He supported financially, he supported morally. He said girls should also go and study abroad. So he believed in equality of education. He felt that girls need to be independent, self-driven, motivated. So that's a great quality in him, which he said that equal opportunities should be given to the boys and girls of the family.
Starting the first graduate college in Goa, Vasantrao paved way for the youth to be bred in their home ground. Casted by Vasantrao and Vaikuntarao and beautifully molded by Vasudev Dempo, today Dempe College of Arts and Science, the SS Dempo College of Commerce and Economics, and the Vasantrao Dempo Higher Secondary School of Arts, Science and Commerce stand tall as the premier educational institutions in Goa. Of the many building blocks of Goa, one is that vision of the true leader and the leadership of the true visionary that Goa stands today tall and high in the world arena. On his birth centenary, we salute Padma Shri Vasantrao Dempo, the man who is the perfect amalgamation of the Pancha Mahabhut and in turn the perfect example of existence. This year, the Vasantrao Dempo Higher Secondary School of Arts, Science and Commerce completes 40 years with state-of-the-art facilities, a huge library, well-equipped laboratories, a modern AV room, a very well-educated teaching staff, and as an icing on the cake, a very beautiful location. Anyone visiting the institute is in all praises for the same.
I've been a student of Dempe Higher Secondary for 2 very crucial years, the years between school and college, and I feel that the grounding and the education that we got during that very important period has helped me in the years ahead. We had a very dedicated staff.
On this auspicious occasion of the inauguration of our new building, combined with completion of truly eventful 40 years, I, Rupa Khope, the principal, would like to convey my sincere regards to everyone. Unfolding of this new chapter in the institution's road to success provides an opportunity for reflection, introspection, and anticipation. During these last 40 years, the institution has experienced extensive numerical, physical, aesthetical, and academic growth. Despite many challenges, the institution has forged ahead, producing young men and women of sterling character, sound academic foundation, complete with deep sense of honesty, integrity, and patriotism. Several of our students are today high achievers and leaders in almost all walks of life. Despite having achieved, we shall not rest on our laurels, but we will continue to strive for excellence. It is therefore my wish that as we reflect on our 40 years of existence as a dynamic educational institution, that we will use the lessons learned to regenerate and refuel the energy, enthusiasm, and aspirations required to propel us in the future as real transformational agents. May I also use this medium to commend and congratulate the entire workforce of Vasantrao Dempo Higher Secondary School of Arts, Science and Commerce for their toiling efforts in escalating the school's achievements, and a special mention to academic staff for their commitment to the delivery of quality education to all the students. On behalf of the teaching and administrative staff and students alike, I take this opportunity to thank the Dempo Charities Trust for giving us this wonderful gift. We are equally grateful to our beloved chairman Mr. Srinivas Dempo and his family. With the infrastructure as the hardware and we the teachers and staff as the software, Vasantrao's dream shall surely be fulfilled. We are sure to make this institution as the numero uno in Goa.